fearless, you got fire. He's the spark that lifts you higher. You were made for joy, made for more. It's time to walk through heaven's door. The world is yours, take your place. Every dream aligned with grace. Overflow is your reward. Walk it out, abundance is yours. Oh, you can change it every time. Hope and faith, they realign. You're not stuck, not anymore. 'Cause girl, abundance is yours.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Divine Abundance. This is Julie Loughlin Hares, and I am so excited to have my friend Sarah Elizabeth Pilato, founder of Faith Sparks, with us here today. Sarah Elizabeth, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited.
I know, I'm so excited too. Ever since I met Sarah Elizabeth just a few weeks ago, her energy is contagious, and I know you're gonna feel it just like I did. Just the love and authentic self that comes through with Sarah Elizabeth is amazing. So excited, friend, to interview you today. So I've started out every show, Sarah Elizabeth, with the same question for everybody. What does abundance mean to you?
I love that question. And as I was thinking about it, I realized that for me, abundance is in what we can't see. And I realize that when I have experienced abundance in my life, it's been when I've walked out in faith and not seen the abundance that it comes to me. And some people might be like, what? Like, that's weird. Like, that's crazy. And I get it. I get it because when you can't see something or feel something, it's hard to understand. But in my life, it's in the moments where I had little and I had, like that scarcity mindset of like I don't have that I had to walk out blindly on faith and out of my comfort zone to experience the abundance. And I think that abundance is out there for all of us,
Mhm.
beyond our comfort zone. And I think that for those of us that get to a place where we are in that scarcity mindset, or maybe we are in that darker place or that place of discouragement or whatever, I think it's in those moments that we need to step out and our abundance is waiting for us, because
Mhm.
when we do that it becomes so clear. And I have discovered, through my own experience, when I'm like, okay, where am I going to meet these people, or where am I
Mhm.
going to get this money, or how is this going to happen? It's when I do the one thing that I'm scared to do,
Mhm.
that all of a sudden the flood of people or the checks start rolling in, and it's usually bigger than my tiny little human brain could even acknowledge. So for
Yeah.
me, abundance is in the things that we haven't seen yet, but I believe that we all have it.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of how we get there.
Yeah. And I love that what you said about stepping out in faith and just,
Yeah.
going for it and having that self-belief, but the belief in God, the universe, whatever you believe,
Yeah.
is going to be there and has your back, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I love that definition. That's fabulous. Tell us a little bit about Faith Sparks and like the initiatives that you're currently involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. So Faith Sparks, for me, was began as something that I just wanted to share with women, as far as encouragement.
Yeah.
So I've always been an encourager, and now I tell women I'm a professional encourager. But even when I was born, I tell people, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I came out with pom poms, because I love to encourage women. And one of the things that I discovered on my own journey, I had my first child when I was 20, and it wasn't a great situation. I was a young mom, it wasn't planned. And something that I learned when I became a mom was that having children, or also being in bad relationships, can dampen our spark. And as I grew into my motherhood and into adulthood and those additional experiences, I realized that in addition to that, there are so many other things that dim our spark as women.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to make sure that all women kept their spark,
Yes.
and were able to utilize it and live it, because that's like our superpower, the spark that we have inside of us.
Yeah.
It's our superpower. It makes us who we are in this world. And it's really sad when women lose it and don't realize that they have the power to get it back. And so initially, I felt as though I lost my spark when I had my first child. And then speed up, fast forward to today, I had a recent miscarriage. And so, with the loss of a child, I
Mhm.
recognize that women can also lose their spark. And so those were sort of the bookends for me that launched my mission to help women step out in faith and rediscover the best version of themselves. Um, and I'm doing it today in a very different season of life for me, but the
Mhm.
mission is the same, because your spark doesn't go away. It can change,
Yeah.
but it's really what pushes women to be the best version of themselves. And I want every woman to be that. So,
Mhm.
um, Faith Sparks is meant to encourage. I offer coaching, I offer merchandise for yourself, like things to just encourage you, but also things that you can wear and be, in the line at Wegmans, and someone can
Yeah.
see your shirt and you don't have to say a word, but you can encourage them just from what
Abs
you're wearing. And we have that power. So, in addition to speaking engagements and things like that, I just love to love on women and empower them to find their spark and use it.
Awesome. Sarah Elizabeth, I love that. That's so inspiring. The work that you're doing. Tell me a little bit. I know, so sorry to hear that you did experience pregnancy loss and a miscarriage. I too, share that with you. I think the more that we as women talk about our experiences, the more women we can help. So it's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something that should be in the shadows. It's something that we should all like be comfortable having a dialogue about. And I love that you're providing a resource in the form of a book to women that are going through this. So tell me a little bit about that project, because that's actually how you and I were connected. Through a friend of a friend knew my story and wanted me to connect with you to share my story in your book. And I'm so just humbled and grateful that I was able to share my very unique journey with you and to be a part of this initiative. But tell everyone listening and everyone watching us now about the book and like what your intention is with it.
This is truly a labor of love.
Mhm.
So, when I experienced my miscarriage in June, one of the things that hit me hard was when my doctor looked me in the eye and said, "I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, miscarriage is super common, but for some women, or for some reason, women just don't talk about it."
Mhm.
And in that moment, when I felt completely isolated and alone in my grief, I said to myself, I'm about to talk about it. And
Mhm.
one of the things that I never want women to feel is alone. And having a loss, going through grief is absolutely a individual experience. None of us experience grief the same, and yet at the same time, we do. And that sounds a little weird, but um, even though our experiences are different in grief, we all know the terrible feelings that come along with that.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want any woman to feel that. And so I created this book, and it's a collaborative book of over 20 women and right now about 6 men, sharing their stories of miscarriage and pregnancy loss. And the goal here is to share this book for free to every woman experiencing miscarriage and pregnancy loss. So this book is going to be given to them, whether they're in the hospital, whether they're in a pregnancy center, wherever they are, a church or a mental health facility. These providers are going to have this book to hand them, and it's called Hug. It's called Hug, here, understood and gently held. And I want this to literally be a hug for women that have no one else around them. And I just envisioned, when I was home after my miscarriage, sitting on the couch, you're in this, like, you're
Yeah.
crying, you can't eat, you can eat, you're in this crazy, crazy I don't know, it's like a twilight zone, right? And
Yeah.
I'm laying there on the couch, and if I had had a book
Mhm.
to hug as I'm going in and out of sleep, in and out of
Oh.
tears, and a book that I could open the pages to and realize I'm not alone and feel that sisterhood, know that I'm gonna get through it and that I will be okay, and that other women have experienced the exact same thing. Wow, that would have made such a difference in my world. And so I want this book to go home and sit on the couches with any woman going
Mhm.
through grief. And I also want it to be picked up by their partners, you know, whoever's
Yeah.
at home with them. I want them to grab it off the coffee table and realize that there's a place for them too and that they're seen. So we are changing the way that women grieve through miscarriage. Right now, it's going to launch nationwide in January, but our goal is international. This book needs to be everywhere. Everyone needs this book in
Mhm.
their back pocket. And also to gift, you know, it's going to be offered for free for women experiencing the miscarriage and pregnancy loss. But for those of you who know someone, this is a
Yeah.
beautiful gift because oftentimes the people in your world also don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do. And
They
you know what they
don't.
do, Sarah Elizabeth? Like my people avoided me because I think because they didn't know what to do. It wasn't because they didn't care. They cared very much, but
Ah,
they didn't know even how to say I'm sorry or even how to bring it up. Like they were just super awkward and like they just didn't even know what to do for me,
yeah,
right? And so I love, love, love that you're providing something that people can do that will help support other women that are going through this. And I know because of who you are, you're going to take it a step further
yes,
and you're going to have additional support items that are going to help us help our friends that are experiencing this. So tell me a
absolutely.
little bit about your vision for that.
Yes. So the vision right now is first, let's get this book into the hands of all the women. And
Yep.
then we're also working to get a trinket, some sort of jewelry piece in the hands of these women. And one of the things that I'll show you. So this is the little, my daughter made me this little elephant jewelry tray
Oh, I love
because
it.
isn't that adorable? So I love elephants and I tell everyone about them. So if you all are listening or watching and you don't know about elephants, real quick, elephants are like the OG girl tribe. They stick with their women. They do not leave them when they give birth. They stand around the mom and the baby and they kick up dust so that no one can get to them while they're vulnerable.
Yep.
And the beauty of that is the lesson that we can all learn from it. Like we are stronger and more supported when we have our girlfriends
Together.
around us
Yep. Yep.
together, and we need that. And so you know, I had been given a elephant necklace for my
Yeah.
birthday one year. And I didn't wear it. I wore my spark today, but I have an elephant one. You'll
I
see.
love your spark
Yeah,
too.
yeah. If you follow me anywhere, I have it on all the time. And it's actually on the cover of our book. Someone
Yeah.
had given it to me. And when my friend had a miscarriage shortly after myself, I mailed her one as well. And then I visited her the day after she had had surgery. And we took a picture of us both wearing our necklaces. And now that's the cover of our book. And I would love for us as women across the world to all have something shared and recognize that we're part of something bigger, that you're not alone. You've got a tribe behind you. And yes, we've got the book, but something that you can wear to remind you every day that you're not forgotten and that you've got women around you. So we're partnering with different places to get this jewelry in their hands as well. And we are totally funded by the community. So every dollar that comes in goes directly to the publication and distribution of these
Mhm.
books and anything that goes with it, as well as jewelry, care packages. Um, the the importance of letting a mom know that she's being cared about is just you can't
Huge.
describe it. You can't describe
Sarah
it unless
Elizabeth, I
you.
don't even know what I would have done. Like I would have been so, I would have been so touched if someone shared with me the story of the elephant and then gave me an elephant necklace, or even, the self-care package that I know that you're working on, like
Yes.
those are the things that would have meant so much to me as I was going through that. Like I was really going through it. And I was just distraught because I was in a situation where, and it happens often, but I hadn't had any children yet. So, I was in this situation not knowing if I ever would, so knowing that people are thinking of you and caring about you, even though they may not understand
Yeah.
what you're going through, the fact that they just thought enough to, reach out to you or send you something to let you know that they're thinking of you, I think is huge.
Yeah.
I think it does help your healing journey for
Oh,
sure. I think it would have for me. I would love for you to share, and I just want to say this to you. I want you to please, 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 and I want to make sure that in the show notes, like drop the links of how we can support you, whether it's through donation or, I'm thinking right now of something to like have an event and donate portion of the proceeds to your foundation.
love that.
So like, I just want you to definitely make sure, want to make sure I include this in the show notes because I think it's really important.
Thank
I know that you're
you.
self-funded or not self-funded, but community funded. And I think, more people knowing about you is going to help the cause, which I think is great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyone that can share it, I want this to be in all the circles, right? And
Yep.
my circle is only so big. So I'm telling everyone, if you know people, OBGYN offices, all those
Hmm.
places. And I'm also working alongside the Sad Dads Club, which, if you know any men looking for resources, it is
Hmm.
an amazing 501c3. And they are or they have submitted the portion of men's stories in the back of the book. So, as far as resources, yeah, this book is going to be jam packed full of them. It doesn't end
Awesome.
with the book or the necklace. We want to make sure that you're supported even after the fact. And
Hmm.
that's something that, while I think nurses and doctors and hospitals do a good job, there's room for there's room for them to be able to do more, but they are for sure busy
Yeah.
and they can't do it all. And so we need to step up and take care of each other. So
Hmm.
resources are absolutely going to be in there, and any other circles that could benefit from them. I want this book there too. So thank you. I will absolutely
Sure.
share for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you. Tell me about between now and the end of the year, a couple of things that you're really excited about that are on your docket that you're working on.
Yeah. So our book is going to be launched in January. So
Awesome.
we are having a huge book launch event, which is going to be amazing. So right now, our eyes are set on that. That's huge. That's exciting. We do have a women's retreat this fall that's coming up in 3 weeks. So registration is still open for another week or so for that. And that is it's called Unleash. And we are on fire to help women unleash the best version of themselves. I have discovered that one of the things that women question as they get older is purpose. And our purpose doesn't change. It might look different in different seasons, but you still have all the skills and all the strengths that you had before. You just might need to learn how to use them differently in the season that
Mhm.
you're in. So our retreat is coming up as well. And then after the book launch, initially, we're going to be fundraising and working on creating this book to go beyond just the US. We are also going to be launching this book internationally. So we are going to be working on an international edition with stories from women around the world, because grief in general is celebrated and worked through differently.
Mhm. Yes.
And I say celebrated because the way that we work through grief and the way that it's portrayed in the United States is very different than the way that it's portrayed in other countries. And
Mhm.
um, not just miscarriage, all types of death and grief are
Mhm.
celebrated. I'm going to say very differently. So we're going to be working on that as well, so that we can get this book internationally seen.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that. I love that. This is a question that I love to ask all of my guests that come on, and we're just getting close to wrapping up. I can't believe how fast time goes.
I know.
What is something that you've learned in the last, couple of years, several years, however time frame you want to think back on,
Mhm.
that you wish you could go back and tell your 18-year-old self? What's the
Mm,
learning that you've had that you're like, something, I really wish I could go back and tell my 18-year-old self this. For
mm,
me, that message was you're not alone. Like
mm.
you're really not alone. Like God is always with you. And even in those moments where you feel super alone, you are not alone, friend. So like that is a message that I wish I could have shared with self. But for
Oh,
you, what would it be?
that's so good. I would share with myself that no, I'm not going to start with that. I'm going to say, um, whatever is on your heart, follow it.
Mhm.
Don't wait. There are women in this world waiting for what you have to offer,
Oh
and
my
no
gosh.
one else is going to give it to them if you don't follow your heart.
Oof.
I believe that we all have something on our hearts. It's that little
Mhm.
thing that keeps popping into your head. It's that little thing that you think about every once in a while and you say, oh, it's not possible, or maybe someday. No, like right now, because
Mhm.
someone is waiting for that. And every minute that you wait is a minute that they're losing out.
Yes.
And it is important.
Mhm.
You can absolutely do it. If it's on your heart, you can do it. And when I was 18, I had the same passion for women.
Mhm.
I just didn't think I was big enough to do anything about it. Well, wake up because you are.
Yeah.
There are 18-year-olds everywhere changing the world.
Mhm.
Just go to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So never for a minute think that you're too small to make a difference. If something is on your heart, write it down, put it in front of you until it gets done. There are
Mhm.
people waiting for you to do the thing. So do the thing, do not wait, and get it done.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, friend. That is a profound message
Mhm.
and is almost like a mic drop. I think we can leave it here, but I'll be sure to put in our show notes how you can reach out to Sarah Elizabeth, how you can support the foundation and the book, how you can engage with her and where else you can see her and the work that she's doing. But we just profoundly thank you today from the bottom of our heart at Divine Abundance for being on the show with us today, Sarah Elizabeth.
Thank
And we're looking forward to seeing you in the future.
thank you.
Sorry,
Same. Thank you very
my
much.
light went out. I got it. The
Boom.
timing of it.
I love that. That's great. Thank you,
Oh my
Julie.
gosh. Thank you, Sarah Elizabeth. Have a great day.
You too.
You got purpose, you got fire. He's the spark that lifts you higher. You were made for joy, made for more. It's time to walk through heaven's door. The world is yours, take your place. Every dream aligned with grace. Overflow is your reward. Walk it out, abundance is yours. Oh, you can change it every time. Hope and faith, they realign. You're not stuck, not anymore. 'Cause girl, abundance is yours. Oh, oh, oh. This is your Prospera era, where dreams align with grace, abundance flows like rivers. You've stepped into your place. Rise, reign, and remember, you were born to shine. Welcome to your moment, Prospera, it's time.
We hope you enjoyed today's show on Prospera TV Network. Make it a point to visit us on YouTube and catch all your favorite shows anytime you want. Interested in hosting a show of your own? Or advertising your business on our network? Contact Elena Rodriguez.